Hey, it's Deanne. How are you? Happy Wednesday. We're going live today talking a little bit about menopause and hot flashes. We got a question from Judy about what she could do to prevent the hot flashes, the night sweats. So I wanted to delve in into a little bit of perimenopause and menopause and talk about why it happens, what things you can do to prevent these hot flashes, specific foods, ways to eat, teas, and that type of thing. And whoever's on live can certainly ask questions here. So I'll keep going back to my questions to see if anybody has any additional questions. All right, so first off, perimenopause happens anytime after the age of 40 where your regular menstrual cycle becomes irregular. And you can start having symptoms such as breast tenderness, headaches, migraines around your periods. You can have hot flashes, night sweats, breast tenderness, if I didn't already say that. So those are some of the things that can happen. Menopause occurs when you haven't had your period for a solid year. So after 12 months, then you're considered to be in menopause. Now, perimenopause can last for years. Today, we just want to talk a little bit about what can you do to prevent these horrible symptoms that can really be just yucky, like sweating all of a sudden and you have really no control of it. Night sweats, so waking up in the middle of the night and you're kind of all sweaty. Migraines, of course, are never fun. Breast tenderness, those types of things. So the reason this happens is because we begin to produce less and less of estrogen and progesterone. And these two are in a ratio. And then they change throughout our menstrual cycle. So days 1 through 15 is when we start to have our estrogen surge. And then days 15 through 30, we start to have more of a progesterone surge. So we like these hormones to be in a specific ratio in order for us to feel good. And what happens is when that ratio starts to change, that's when we can have problems. So we can have breast tenderness with low progesterone. We can have hot flashes with both low progesterone and low estrogen. A lot of times it's just the combination of the two. So one thing that I also want to throw in here is that hormones have everything to do with liver health. And why is that? Because hormones are made from cholesterol, and cholesterol is made from the liver. So the liver makes cholesterol that then is broken down into something called pregnenolone, which is then broken down into progesterone, which is then broken down into both testosterone and then estrogen. So if you have issues with your liver, if your liver's backed up, if it doesn't run smoothly, if you have problems with bile and your gallbladder, you're going to probably have issues with your hormones. Detoxing, eating certain foods. I've talked a lot about liver health and liver support. Those can always help. I recommend that people are always eating cilantro and cruciferous vegetables and maybe taking milk thistle. All those things are great for the liver. But the liver is hugely important. I mean, it has over 500 functions. So it's one of the main things I always concentrate on when you become my client/patient. Liver health, I think, and gut health are the two most important things that then roll down into all the other issues in the body. So always remember that. All right, so what really happens with a hot flash? So basically what happens is when the estrogen level lowers, it affects our hypothalamus in our brain, which is our upper temperature regulation. Because a lot of times we think of the thyroid, but the hypothalamus then goes straight to the thyroid. So that's where our temperatures are regulated. And the regulation gets thrown off. And so it's super sensitive. So when we get hot, it causes us to get, this response in our body. So then we try to cool ourselves down. So then we sweat profusely. It's messengers. It's our body kind of telling other parts of our body what to do. But one of the most important things to remember, and let me get my little banners up, is that hot flashes occur when blood sugar levels fall. Okay, so you may have, if you think about when you get your hot flashes, I mean, they can occur anytime during the day, but rarely do they occur for most women. They don't occur right after you eat. Your blood sugar level is, you're releasing your insulin, and your kind of insulin is working to move the blood sugar into the cells. And so there's not really an issue. But later on, in between meals or at night, is when that blood sugar level it's gotten high because you've eaten food. Now the insulin has put it into the cells and it dips down in the bloodstream. So that lowering of the blood sugar can cause that hot flash. One great thing you can do if you get your hot flashes in the middle of the night is to eat some protein right before you go to bed. So that can be a handful of nuts. It can be a spoonful of nut butter. It can be a piece of chicken, be a piece of cheese. So any of those things right before bed can prevent you from having that really low dip or dive in your blood sugar, which will always wake you up in the middle of the night anyway. And then it can also cause the night sweats or the hot flash. So good thing to remember. So no matter what time you eat dinner, it doesn't have to be a lot of food. It just needs to be protein. So I call it a protein pill. So it's a little, palm of nuts, or maybe a teaspoon of nut butter, or just a piece of chicken. So other things that can cause the night sweats: spicy foods, caffeine, alcohol, and processed sugar. So alcohol and processed sugar, you're going to get that really high blood sugar response and then that large dip afterwards. So the more sugar you eat in the form of cookies, candies, cakes, ice cream, even a lot of noodles, a lot of bread, those carbs that are broken down into sugar, you are going to probably have more hot flashes. So if you can do an experiment and for a period of time, take out that sugar, it's only going to make you healthier, and your blood sugar levels are going to stay more balanced. And then you're going to be less likely to have these annoying symptoms. Spicy foods and caffeine kind of affect more of your blood vessels, and then they're going to really affect that temperature regulation in your hypothalamus. Decrease or limit spicy foods, caffeine, alcohol, processed sugar. So let's talk about some foods that can actually help. So what we want to do is keep our blood sugar levels more balanced throughout the day. I talk a lot about balance. So that is going to be, you eating at specific times of the day routinely, not skipping meals, that type of thing, adding snacks in between, maybe adding certain things that I'll talk about later, like cinnamon, that can actually help balance out your blood sugar level. So it's a lot about when you eat, how much you eat, and what you're eating. Okay, so I am going to put up another banner that goes over foods that are really helpful for your blood sugar levels and to prevent these symptoms that you're having. Pomegranates. Pomegranates are high in antioxidants. They're easy to add to salads. You can put them in smoothies. Matcha is a really high quality green tea that you can drink as a tea. It's almost like a hot cocoa, but you put in the matcha, so a hot tea. You can add it to a smoothie. You can even add it to something like a chia seed pudding. Beets and carrots, those root vegetables, really, really great for your hormones. Beets actually help detox the liver, so really, really important. Cruciferous veggies, I can never talk enough about cruciferous veggies. They help our liver tremendously. Specifically, broccoli greens are known to decrease the risk of breast cancer, really help with estrogen levels. Adding cruciferous veggies to even every meal can be very, very helpful in the form of broccoli and cauliflower, any kind of lettuce, and broccoli sprouts. So any different types of sprouts, asparagus, things like that. Cinnamon is that wonderful, wonderful spice that really helps balance your blood sugar levels. So adding a little bit of cinnamon to your smoothie in the morning, to any kind of yogurt, to oatmeal if you eat that, that's going to help the body regulate the sugar and slow the process down of breaking down the sugar. So cinnamon is a great thing to add to your teas and other things. Dandelion greens. Dandelion greens goes back to this cruciferous veggies. It's just a specific type of cruciferous veggie, but it's very, very well known to improve the liver, help detox the liver. and is great for helping with your hormones. And then maca. Maca is a root from Peru that is ground, and you make that into tea. And I think I have some right here, some maca powder, actually. So I put maca powder in my smoothie in the morning. You can also mix it in water, but I think it's better in a smoothie. So those are a few foods to add to your routine that will help prevent the hot flashes, the night sweats, the headaches, the breast tenderness, all of those things. And next up are things like teas. So great things that you can drink in between your meals. So if you're a three meal a day person and you're not going to be doing any kind of snacks in between, and you find that and you realize that, whoa, it's in between my meals that I'm getting these hot flashes, adding these teas would be a great thing to do. So let me add these on. So there's several different teas. These are just kind of the main three. Black cohosh, which is also in an herbal or supplement form that is great for hot flashes, chasteberry, and red raspberry leaf. And if you go and you look at teas like Yogi and some of those other ones, they will actually have blends that are for hormone balance, maybe even menopause. So those would be great things to drink in between your meals to help prevent that blood sugar drop that's going to cause that hot flash. And another thing, essential oils. So if you're a person who loves essential oils, either putting them on your skin or just putting them under your nose when you're doing your breathing exercises to decrease your stress. So those long, slow, deep inhales and then long out exhales. There's several essential oils that are really, really great specifically for hormone. And those are clary, sage, chamomile, peppermint, and thyme. And a couple brands that I really love that have specific hormone combinations, Dr. Axe, A-X-E, Josh Axe, he has his own one called Hormones for Women. And then I also like the Revive line, and it's a little bit cheaper than some of the other lines that have been out for a while. And there's one called Women's Balance. So those are two essential oils that are also great, especially to use at night, but I would say throughout the day. The Revive actually has it's like a roller ball, so you can just kind of roll it on your skin. I really like to breathe mine in, especially at night before I go to bed. So those would be great things that for you to use around the times that you know you're usually having these symptoms. And any of them, you can kind of add a little bit of coconut oil to them and then put them on the skin. And last of all, I want to talk about a seed rotation. So I use this all the time with my patients. It's basically, you can use this if you're still getting your period and you're perimenopausal, even if you're actually still getting your period, but you just don't have great periods. You have pain and some are heavy. This will also help. So there's specific seeds that we can eat. Some seeds will help produce more estrogen, and some will actually stimulate progesterone. And so, like I said before, if day 1 is the first day of your period, day 1 through 15 is when you want to eat the seeds that are more estrogen based, because that's when we have our estrogen wave. So those are going to be, and I think I have yep. So days 1 through 15, we're going to do flax seeds and pumpkin seeds. And it's recommended that you do a tablespoon of each per day for 2 straight weeks. Now, I do not like flax seeds. I know that many people think they're absolutely wonderful. They give me breast tenderness. I just don't feel great after flax seeds. You can try them out yourself and see. If you don't like flax seeds, then you can do 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds, or the other way around. If you don't like pumpkin seeds, you can do 2 tablespoons of flax seeds. And you can do these pumpkin seeds, you can actually just eat, or you can grind them up, or you can, throw them on a salad, in soup. Same thing with flax seeds. Flax seeds are great to ground fresh. So you buy the seeds and then you grind them and you put them in your yogurt, in your smoothies, in your soups, on your salads, all of those things. Okay. So for the first 2 weeks, day 1 through 15. And if you don't have your period, you can just pick a day. Sometimes people do it by the moon, but otherwise you can kind of just pick a day. And so for 2 straight weeks, you do those 2. Then after that, you switch over. You stop eating those 2, and then you switch to sunflower seeds and sesame seeds. Okay, so again, if you're doing both of them, it's 1 tablespoon of each. If you only prefer one of them, just then do 2 tablespoons. And these are going to help with your progesterone levels. Sesame seeds, you can sprinkle on stir fries, anything actually, or you can put them in your smoothie. Sunflower seeds, same thing. I love to eat sunflower seeds, just a handful of them, but you can certainly put them in your smoothies, put them on your salads and your soups as well. We all are exposed to large amounts of toxins, medications, even supplements, things that have to be broken down by the liver. The liver makes hormones and vitamins and so many other things, the bile. So we need to have a healthy liver in order to have efficient functioning in the body. So if you're interested in finding out more, I have a great commitment to health program where we basically go through the entire body and clean out the detoxification pathways, the lymph, everything to make you as healthy as you can be. If you're having any kind of symptoms, if you have problems with your gallbladder, any other digestive problems, this would be wonderful for you, because what's happening is your liver's not healthy. It's backing up, and it's backing up now into your digestive system. It can affect your adrenal glands and then your thyroid, so many other things. So it's time to take control and start working on these things, because it's only going to get worse if you don't do something. And unfortunately, there's no magic pill. So if you started doing this seed rotation, I mean, it's a great adjunct. It's a great thing to do, but it's certainly not going to take everything away, because the real problem is the liver and the digestive system backing up and not functioning properly. So once you really clear that area out, then everything is going to be much better. But these are just other things that you can do on your own if you don't need or you don't want my help right now. Let's see, other signs that your liver is not working as well as it should: acne, any kind of skin issue, so eczema, psoriasis. Let's see, so bowel problems, heavy fatigue and brain fog. That's all because of the liver. Cravings, sleep problems, and mood imbalances. So that all originates in the liver. That's the root problem. And just remember that your blood sugar levels have everything to do with these symptoms that you're having, and eating regularly, eating balanced meals, and really staying away from the spicy food, the caffeine, the alcohol, and the processed sugar will help you tremendously. All righty. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you on Friday.